Thank you very much. Papaboy ko na kagad yung unang slide mo kasi I heard the sound millennials. Just yesterday, merong balita, ABS-CBN, I'm not sure what it is. It's about millennials. It's towards the end of this slide. There. Stop. Anyway, it says no one owes you anything. And other reminders for millennials. Hindi ko lang kung sinong, this guy is from Google Philippines. But we'll skip to that. You have something for the future. Right. It's a very exciting time of the year. No? Changes nga, binanggit kanina. It's very nice to hear that you have now focused also on food. Which also we have just partied on abundance of food. So you're now referred to as the College of Agriculture and Food Science. This is Susan's title. So I really, whatever the title is, because I didn't have time to work on it. But the committee rather. But this is what I would like to put up. Still WAZZAP, still there. It's a very slang language. Millennials refer, of course, as you know, to those born after 1980 or 84 or something. I'm a baby boomer. I was born after the war. You are from Generation X. I don't know what generation you are from the time. So I want to talk about, in general, plants. I'm a botanist or a plant scientist, about plant conservation and something for millennials, plant science research. A lot of flowers, that's what I work on. But how many of you have read Shakespeare? None. Who have? Good, excellent. Now read this one. Read this one. People from a planet without flowers would think we must be mad with joy the whole time to have such things around us. Did you get the message? We are lucky that we have flowers around us. E.T. didn't have those. I just saw the movie Arrival. I don't know, heptapods or something. I don't know whether they had flowers in their planet. This planet has flowers. This site is on Mount Hamiguitan. It's called the Pygmy Forest. And you can see here that the orchids are taller than the trees. And for two reasons. One is that the site is on high elevation, about 1,000 meters. It's very windy, and the soil is ultramafic, what is referred to as extreme toxic soil with a lot of metals, nickel, aluminum, chromium. Not all plants can survive in such an environment, but it's such a beautiful place. I would call it heaven on earth. Shangri-La. Have you seen heaven on earth? This is one of them. Go throughout the Philippines and you see lots. So we're talking about flowers. And flowers have evolved most early on. Different lineages. So you know that there are now 13 kingdoms or sometimes 5. And fungi, that you probably ate mushrooms, they are not plants. They are more related to animals than they are to plants. So if you think you are being a vegetarian by eating mushrooms, you are not. Right? So you're eating more animals because they're more related to animals. So the flowering plants are there, about 369 species, including of course what we eat every day, rice. And this beautiful millennialia, what was mentioned, was first collected from this mountain about 200 years ago. So plants have evolved from algal ancestors. But Why are plants and forests important? Now, this is something that we in the College Sport must be very well versed about. This one is in Silaugo, in Leyte, about 800 meters elevation. When you get to a mountain at that elevation, it's one of the lower mountain, you get clouds. If you are in Erie and you look at the back of the mountain, the clouds hover around the summit. So it always rains on mountain tops, even if it doesn't rain in the lowlands. That's important because height has an effect on plants absorbing water. So they feed the rivers continuously. So even in the dry season, you will get something from your aquifer. So, well, let's have a look. About 350,000 species of trees native to this country. From about trees 1 centimeter in diameter to something about 2 to 3 meters in diameter. This one is in Bohol. And if you fly over Bohol, parang napaka-bumpy niya, no? Because it's limestone. The whole island of Bohol is made of limestone. Parang buluto, no? And these mountains were used to be covered with lots of forests. The famous chocolate hills used to be like this. But when they began to settle, they cut the trees and now it's grown over with kogon. And kogon in the summer months like this one, they turn brown. That's why from afar they look like chocolate. No? That's why they're called chocolate hills. Right. So this one here is in Negros. That's how they, Negros was the first island in this country that was heavily deforested. Very flat. They even have railways to carry the timber, which have now been converted to sugar cane plantations. But that's many years ago. And throughout the Philippines, this is how they used to do it. This is about 1930. No changes at the time, but this is the time of the changes. Only about 2,000 feet. This is on the height of the College of Forests in the 1960s. So now we produce foresters that know the to work in the forest. They end up as call center agents or working in NGOs on environmental issues, but none are managing forests. But the forest is very rich with other plant resources. Wood, rattans, resins, gums, natural dyes, fiber plants, wild food plants, crop wild relatives, very important in PGR, ornamental plants, medicinal plants for herbals and drug development, plants for restoration and phytoremediation, and plants for scientific studies about evolution and species interactions, such as the species. So there's a lot of these resources still probably not about. But how many of these do we actually produce in massive quantities? Such as rice. For many years, we've been entirely dependent on a few crops. Rice, probably banana, but there's more in the forest that you can ever consume. I hope you can actually, at some point, bring in really wild plants in your tables here. So beyond plants, the way plants interact with the environment and with other organisms, we come up with what is referred to as ecosystem services. And we define it as the benefits that all of us, all organisms, benefit from. And these services are complex of natural cycles. This one is in Mount Pamigitan, in Davao Oriental Province. You should also go see this one. We have a twin falls there, up on about 900 meters. A beautiful place. They also have the orchid gallery that we've seen in the first slide. So what do we actually get from forest ecosystem service? So let's just remind, this is probably just a review to many of you. No? We store carbon. And then, except when we cut the trees, no? So we store carbon that mitigates human-induced climate change. The forest soils bind the roots, no? That prevents soil erosion. So there's a lot of water. Mount Makili, if you believe in forestry or in the faculty, you can actually warm water, which is volcanic in essence, because Makili is a volcano, and the water is heated up by the lava from deep beneath. But how much are you willing to pay for water? How much is a bottle of water? 15.5 pesos. But how much do you pay the district? 80 nowadays, and people are complaining. And yet you're willing to buy, when you're thirsty, 20 pesos of simply about 150 ml of water. But we're not paying back for filling for what you get from out of this. Then, of course, they maintain water cycles and stabilize local climates. You like to be here rather than Diliman. It's cooler in Los Baños. Get food, lots of fruits, wild fruits. But of course, without plants, I always say, despite the fact that Susan's husband is a zoologist, I say plants are more important than animals. They provide the critical habitats. Without the plants, without the trees, you don't have your hornbills, you don't have your other animals. Plants are the primary producers. And we'll get to that in a little while. So in fact, plants are fundamental to all life on Earth. True or not? True. This one is on Lake Balisa Sayao on Negros Island. Again, about 900 meters elevation. A classic tropical site always when you have a palm. No? So if you're on a mountain, you get to see other clouds. It's about 800, usually. But for getting so low, you get clouds down at about 600. And in the rainy season, it can be very low. At the college, when it's about 100 meters, you get clouds. You know? It's the plants that is holographic effect, with the leaves pulling out the clouds. So clouds and water. So let's summarize all of that into this thing. In general, we teach them, what do you get from nature? Provision and services. That's the food that you food, wood, the seeds you have, fiber, the clothes we wear, medicines, what we refer to as provisioning services. Then you have the regulating services, the benefits that we obtain from the environmental regulation of ecosystem processes, cleaning the air, purifying water, mitigating floods, controlling erosion, detoxifying soils, modifying climate. Things that we normally never really look after, but we nonetheless benefit from them. The other is probably something very close to what Susan wants, human well-being. Non-material benefits that you get from the forest. Just looking at a plant or going to the mud spring area. No? Recreation, spiritual sense, intellectual, you want to identify the class, or simply a sense of place. We'll get to explain a little bit more all of this. So then you get the so-called supporting service. This is very important. Services necessary for the production of all other ecosystems. Without this, no other ecosystem will exist. In particular, this metabolic process. All the things that you ate were this, even if it were shrimp or pork, that pigs or chicken cannot tap solar energy from that. Only plants can do that by way of this process. Then of course, you have livestock eating the plants, getting the energy, and then you get your meat. But all of that originally came from the sun. So the sun is the ultimate source of it. Even fossil fuels from the sun, from plants millions of years ago. That were there. So usually, this is a project supposedly in Sulu, where World Bank project, as you know, each house was to get a panel, very early days, to light up a bulb, maybe one electric fan. But the leaves are even more efficient than any other solar panels. And you know the procedure. You split the water, and you get oxygen from the water molecule, not from the carbon dioxide. Very important. The other, of course, is nutrient cycling. And here, other organisms come in. Fungi, arthropods, bacteria, they start to decay this lump of wood, no? Slowly, piece by piece, cell by cell, tissue by tissue. And that's important. Now, imagine a forest without all of these organisms. The forest will be piling up with leaves and leaves and dirt. So they too are important. But the other important where animals come in is pollination. There. Without the bats, you will have your durian. Because bats pollinate the durian. Here, just at the back of my backyard, without the flies, you would not have rafflesia bearing fruits. Fruits are male and female flowers, so flies are there, mabaho. Kaya naman mga lakaw, kung sa mabaho, nandun sila. And it's really intended as a decayed meat. And apparently the compounds emitted by rafflesia are exactly the same as the compounds released by a decayed piece of meat. And they're also red, no? Mimicking decay of meat. So the flies will go there. No? And many others. Then, the other important component is really this part. See this person. Without the bats, you will have, that's why laging may, yung mga tulay-tulay natin, may mga tibig na tumutubo kahit saan because it's the bat that pupo when they fly. No? So that's significant. And then of course your civet coffee is very expensive. Now that's being done, they cultivate coffee, they put a net around it, and put some civets there and collect the coffee. Supposedly even better coffee than the usual coffee, but no idea, but very expensive nonetheless. Rice, of course, is wind pollinated. Corn, most corn, of course, are wind pollinated. But all others are not. Now, if you were a plant scientist, how would you do this? How would you conduct research? How would you approach this point? This is in Sierra Madre Mountains. Very dense. That used to be the case for many of our areas, but as you know, they're not. But theoretically, you start with us, with botanists, plant taxonomists, we collect the forest, you discover the plants. What are they? No? So you do a survey, inventory, you describe them. Discovering plants, discovering biodiversity, discovering plant genetic resources, if you like. Then you need to manage all of that information. No? Assembly of those knowledge into a network. Now referred to as bioinformatics, maybe plant science informatics. Your computers, your laptops, no? Then beyond having a checklist, beyond knowing what the plants are, how are the plants interacting with other organisms in the forest? Species interaction. The one we saw, bats eating pigs, dispersing them, that's a significant component. Phylogenetic interpretation, how are related? How are the plants related? What lineages have they get into? How did they evolve? Then you get into something hierarchical classifications or ecosystem functions. Understanding plants. We study photosynthesis, we study nitrogen fixation. Why is it that nitrogen fixation is found only in general in legumes, but it's also in fact found in other plants in the same lineage as the legumes? So they're not necessarily, but why is it that we cannot engineer nitrogen fixation in other crops that we cultivate? That's something for millennials to pursue. So all of that deals into using plants for conservation planning, for information, simply for cultivation and to conserve the plant. All of these are sort of they are not unidirectional. You can start anywhere. If you already have data, you can try to work on, try to understand how species behave. Essentially, we want this. We want to sustainably use our resources. We want to document them. To come up with something like that. But there's another way of looking at plants. A different view. We've seen this. In fact, some of them, provision service is an economic perspective. The modifying of climate is an ecological perspective. The spiritual is an aesthetic perspective, but the ethical is an evolutionary, something different. Doing right from wrong. Because it was the wellness. We want to be really good persons. How are we going to do that? Let's try have a look at this one. The economic perspective is very clear. You are here as agricultural students. I hope you are. Not as biology. We are the first thing we work on plants. And the economy of many small communities around the world are dependent on plants. Rice, corn. Brazil, for example, is using sugarcane in large quantities to supplement oil requirements. Can we do that? Why can't we do that? Plant more sugarcane. But there are many issues which we will touch a little bit later. So, many of the plants are involved in industries, pharmaceuticals, drug development, biotechnology, ecotourism. This is very recent data from the Royal Botanic Gardens Kew. Throughout the world, more than 31,000 species have been documented as having some use of some kind. And food, 5,000. Medicines, more than 17,000. Fuel, to replace fossil fuel. What's that? Materials, there's animal food first. Social uses, cigarettes, maybe you can put in coffee there because I like coffee, but is that essential compared to rice? No. Genetic resources, environmental values of plants or uses of plants. Then again, we put plants that are useful in pollination. That's a global scale. So many uses. And yet, if you go to a small town like Real in Quezon or near Infanta, here's an old man, Sinolo, collecting nipa shingles, leaves, probably to sell or to cover to use as roofing for his house in a mangrove forest. Or if you go back to the ecological perspective, water, this one is in Itablad. Eh dyan, hindi naman nila sinasara yung gripo. No? Marami tayong napunta mga bahay, nanay, hindi po nila sinasara, hindi na daw sinasara kasi tuloy-tuloy na tubig. Here, we are very careful with that. No? We always have to shut down our faucets. Now, this is probably some very close, no? Will aesthetic perspective. Now, Edward O. Wilson is a myrmecologist. Somebody who studies ants. No? He says in one of his books, the wilderness settles peace on the soul because it gives no help. It is beyond human contrivance. What is contrivance? Hindi pwedeng dayahin. You name it. You take it as it is. This one is on the western side of Bacan Island in the Batanes, looking towards Benham Rise. You know, ang ganda-ganda. Kaya pwede ka magbubuhubod dyan and nobody really, and I've seen one mountain actually do that. Hindi ko na pinakita kasi it's maybe pornographic to some of you. But it's something to really blend and immerse with nature. Diba? Gusto natin pumunta sa lugar na walang tao. Tayo lang. And kami as botanists, when we see a plant, we'll get to that. And this is the one. Look at this. This is a Lake Cebu in, I think, Cotabato, North Cotabato, along Waterloo. Di ba ang ganda? And when we get to this point, makita natin that plants do a lot of things for our wellness. So again, if we haven't read Shakespeare, read this one. Yan ang ginagawa namin. Ay ako, and very good knowledge. When we are in the forest and we see something that we don't know, ay upo ko. Especially pagkabagong species na Raprisa, that was so there, kami ni Perry. I sat down for a whole hour. Just try to, ano ba ang spiritong bibigay sa akin ng halaman nito? I know it's something that's undescribed and I'm going to describe this plant. I wanna feel it. Ay, nandun lang. May gana ko, matulog doon or something. Just get the feel of it. And I hope na sana you connect. Because, you know why? Because that Raprisa and we share a common ancestry. We evolved from a gene that decided to replicate itself billions and billions of years ago. So we're all related. The bird, the baptikan, the butterfly, the bamboo, kamag-anak po natin sila, ha? Kaya mahalin natin. No? And what is this thing that I refer to? No? And here it is. It's called biophilia. No? Yung inherent o innate na human need natin na kailangan didikit tayo sa nature. Pupunta tayo sa bundok, pupunta tayo sa tabi ng dagat. Kung kakain tayo, gusto natin mesa, meron nga lamang flower vase kaysa ashtray. No? Kung ano yung sigarilyo natural din yun. Pero, diba? I think try that. Look at all of these malls. Kahit na artificial, gagawa sila ng bark, babalutin yung mga poste nila. Lalagay sila ng artificial waterfalls. They are exploiting this. They know that mas paganda doon. Punta. Maybe they don't haven't even read this one or know about it, but they're doing it. We're doing it. You put up a Christmas tree, gusto natin mas buhay. On Valentine's Day, you give your sweetheart a bunch of fresh flowers, or chocolates. Natural din yan. Huwag natin binigyan ng cellphone. Hindi. No? Just one single flower, titibok na ang puso niyan. Kasi nasa DNA natin yan, kumbaga, nasa spirito natin na. No? So we're all bound by nature. So by the way, here, di ba? Ang ganda ng, imagine a restaurant na merong bawat mesa ay merong ganyang bulaklak. Eh pupunta tayo, lahat merong tablecloth. Diba? Walang wifi. Eh, dapat pag-disconnect na rin kayo paminsan-minsan. And there are many programs in ecotourism that you go to in Borneo. You will not be connected. You will just be there eating raw food. You probably will be cooking yourself, but you're not connected to the internet at all. No cell phones allowed, no laptops allowed. Just be yourself with nature. Can you do that? It's expensive though, but you can go to Makiling on your own for free. Diba? Lagi natin, pag-picnic kayo, saan pa kayo sa ilalim ng puno? Ayaw po naman sa gitna ng kalsada, di ba? You see, it's in us. We always do that. We want to do that. Because this idea of biophilia originates in an understanding of human evolution, di ba? Where more than 99% of all our history, we adapt to our natural forces, no? Adaptive response to natural, not artificial human-created forces. Pag gusto natin kalsada, gusto natin merong cellphone, gusto natin cellphone sites, no? Cell sites. No? Pero yung human body natin, yung ating utak, yung ating mga senses, biocentric yan, lagi tayo naghahanap ng nasa yung aso ng pusa. Nasa yung pusa na sa bahay, kasi yung alaga natin aso. Pag itong halaman ko ayaw ng mamulaklak. feel that? No? Meron tayo sa o kahit na hindi na natin aso, yung pusa sa amin sa department lahat ng estudyante gusto hawakan yung pusa. So why are we like that? No, there's a study in Europe, I think in Sweden, na pinakita na mas takot pa ang mga tao sa ahas kaysa sa baril. Meron ba? Kayo ba nagkakita ng tunay na ahas? Maybe not. And yet, when you say snake, I come from snake will. Takot na takot tayo. Kahit hindi pa tayo nakakita ng ahas. You feel that? Ba? Ito litrato. Ako, si Perry nakahawak na pero ako I can do it. No? You have to be desensitized to the actual emotion. But yes.
There's lefty there.
Left high. Pero bakit? Baril. Yung kuryente nakatiwambog na buhay, hindi tayo natatakot. So look at this. Dalawang klase ng hospital room. Isang puro mga gadget, isang na, ito, may kahoy. Sabi nila, mas ang looking over you, mas madali itong gumaling yung mga tao doon. Kung dito di ba? These are called biophilic designs. So kung gagawa tayo ng bahay, opisina, dapat tunayan na rin, in the US, na kung opisina may maraming halaman, mas high ang productivity. Kesa yung puro gadget, puro terminals, puro monitors, no? Hospital. Diba? Ano yung sine ni Parks Adams, have you seen that? Diba? Being himself, ang dami niya napagaling. No? So kung ganitong dadalhin ito sa talagang kasi mamamatay ka na sa... No? Hindi lang, not so much with the gaso, pero yan mga instrument na kayo gagawin sa'yo. But look at that, if you're here and looking over the horizon, para kita mundo ka pumunta. But it's something, it's a nice feeling, isn't it? It's a nice feeling. Now look at this, no? Ito naman kasi tayo, dyan tayo 2,000 years ago, 200,000 years ago, no? Itong mga, yung pagtatanim natin, 12,000 years ago lang yan, no? Pag-isa lang naman tanim natin. Pero yung mass production of goods and services, only 400 years. Invention of the city, about 6,000 Pabali Road. Electronic technology, yung mga unang TV na black and white, 200. Yung iPhone 7, last year lang yung nagawa, di ba? Pero, hindi Yung ating mas malalim na tayo, we go back a long way back. We appreciate nature so much. Pero totoo, it's not easy to convince people to protect nature and the environment. Right. So, bahagi ng evolutionary perspective. Itong babae nito is a real person. Hindi siya, I just took a photograph without her permission. I was in a restaurant. I'm sorry, hindi mo mapigilan eh. This is in Makati and I think she's really beautiful. Natatakot naman akong lapitan siya, siyempre. Nandun niya kasi Mario na time. But all other species are our distant relatives because we share a distant common ancestor. Lahat tayo dati unggoy. Diba? Diba nga, hindi pa naalis yung balay mo sa tiyan eh. O sa dibdib. So, kamagalan tayo. Kamagalan tayo. So in that sense, we owe a responsibility to helping protect our own species. Malapit na matapos. The ethical perspective. Ang sabi nila kasi, the issue of yung bang halaman ay mayroong autonomy. May karapatan bang halaman hindi mo siya putulin? Yung mga animal rights, gumagalaw daw, yung bang pag gumalaw yung kawayan, yung nagubalaw siya dahil sa amin o tagang gusto niyang gumalaw. That's an issue. No? No plants, what I'm saying here, all other every organism has the right to exist independent of their use to humanity. Kahit na walang gamit sa atin yan, may karapatan siya. Even if you believe in God, and I think that is what most religions will tell you, all other organizations can have the right to exist. Whether they're useful to you or they are not useful to you. Right? So, we should consider every bit of biodiversity as priceless while we learn to use it and come to understand what it means to humanity. Ibang halaman, ngayon siguro wala silang gamit. Maybe in the future, hindi natin ako ng mga klaseng sakit na magkakaroon tayo. Maybe itong halaman na yun na useless may hold the compound that will be the cure for that disease in the future. So anong options natin? We just have to protect this plant. For now, hindi natin nakikita ang gamit, pero there's a lot of secondary metabolites in nature. Many of them, we don't even know how to use them. But the plants, they just keep producing all of these compounds. Mainly to protect themselves. But certainly they have uses for may have uses for us. So, pupunta na tayo. As millennials, I encourage you to become plant scientists. We need more plant scientists. We need more plant scientists with a background in Shakespeare. Yung nakakaintindi ng poetry, something iba, hindi yung very technical tayo. But anyway, sabi nito, plant scientists should take its rightful place inside medical doctor, lawyer, or engineer. Bakit pagka doctor headline? Bakit pagka agriculture hindi headline tayo? And yet we produce the food that all of us eat. Why is that so? So, yan. Plant scientists, kayo, the most capable young people, you should aspire to be plant scientists. And in this case, I mean, forest botanists, agricultural botanists, or whatever. Basta, nandiyan tayo, no? The idea that our best advantage should go into medicine is embedded na magputuin mga doktor na masaya tayo. Of course, we need doctors. No? Di ba, kailangan din naman natin pumutos. We need to go to hospital once in a while. But, sana bigyan man namin importansya. Oy, botanist ka, oy. Sikat siya, si Dr. Fernando yan. Sinipita yan, mag-seminar dito. You know, that kind of, we don't get those things. Wala tayo, pagbugato sila, they fight about ang gagaling nila. Magagaling ba talaga sila? No? But, you know, more than medical care, ang sinasabi yan, is the ability to survive from day to day. Alam natin kung mga mahirap. Kung tatanim o alam nila kung sila sa bukan, alam nila kung buwan nila para silang buhay. Kahit ng dahon. Or collect a few things there to sell. That's important. So, we need more plant scientists. Marami pong challenges sa inyo. Kayong mga millennials. No? In particular, itong food security, we take it for granted. Kasi, punta ka sa 7-Eleven, may mabibili ka ng pagkain kagad eh. Hotdog. No? May konting dahon. Food security. We take this for granted. You know? Climate change or something to replace fossil fuels. Maubos din yan, finite resources yan eh. Eh nag-import tayo. And yet, may ganang rights, pinamimigay naman yung presidente yung mga oil natin. Paano ba yan? Ano bang gagawin natin? Kayo, itong exceptional people. We need to make the best of possible progress using it with work on science. And here are some examples that I hopefully you can think about. How are we going to feed our children's future in the future? Maraming conflict. No? Sinasabing agriculture is second worst destroyer of biodiversity. Hindi ko na nga pinadala sa akin ni Perry Ong yung slide na yun eh. No? Kasi we expand and expand ng mga plantations natin. Pero yung pa rin naman ang ating kinakain. And yan, population is increasing and increasing. Ano pa kain natin sa mga anak ninyo o yung magiging anak ninyo? Ano ba ang itatanim natin? No? Ano ang hindi natin itatanim? Para Papakain tayo lahat. Baka pwede na tayo kumain ng saging saba. Hindi naman laging rice lang. O gabi naman. No? Eh kasi lagi na rice. And rice needs lots of hectares of land. Ang dami eh. Para magkaroon ka ng isang salok o isang takal. No? Pwede ba tayong magtanim ng sabay-sabay na hindi na-destroy yung environment? This is the challenge eh. O hindi na nagkagamit ng fertilizer. No? Or all-based products. What are the best ways to control invasive species, including plants, pests and pathogens? Galing ako sa Thailand, kitang doon, eh wala nang program. Pupulot, if it is recorded as an invasive, you kill on site na. Huwag natin hantay dadami pa. Ang bagay ng gobyerno, ang dami ng mga programa, consultants earning money, but on the ground, nothing happens about invasive species. So, how can you control, how can plants contribute to solving the energy crisis and ameliorating global warming? We need to plant more to store more carbon. Eh ito, paano ba natin measure na yung ating ginagawang science gets into government policy? Tama ba lahat ng government policy? Tayo sa UPLB, paano wala tayong pakiram sa government policy? Diba yung nagsasabi sa kanila kung anong tatanim natin? I don't know. Hopefully, California works with the Department of, Ito, importante yan. How can we translate our knowledge of plant science into food security? Hindi nyo naisip yan, kung mamaya wala na tayong pagtatamnan. Puro na tayo cell sites. No? Ito gusto ni how can we use knowledge of plants and their properties to improve human health and prevent malnutrition? Ang dami po natin research plants. I've showed this many times over. Anti-cancer, sari-sari. Eh wala namang gustong gawin ng gobyerno. But drug development is very expensive. Tama na ba sa atin ng lagundi na lang? We don't even know what's the active compound. But we drink it anyway because there's hope. May pag-asa. Kaya yung mga herbal supplement, formula, whatever, may pag-asa. O hindi natin naintindihan kung ano yung actual compound that maybe, di ba sabi noon, uminom ko lang tubig, you feel great. Okay lang, basta maniwala ka, nagagaling ka. I think that's the point. That's no? So, paano ba ate? And this is probably the last slide. So, ito gusto ni Susan. How do plants and plant communities, morphology, color, fragrance, sound, and taste affect human well-being? Eh, naikwento ko ng konti, but nagpita natin konting scientific links for all of that. For now, most of it anecdotal. There's some scientific evidence, but it works anyway. It's good. So yung ginagawa namin naman, paano ba itong mga inahanap namin sa mga kamilahan, mga halaman nag-absorb ng mga heavy metals, pwede bang gamitin yan sa reclamation? O to remove the toxic metals from the road? Yes, we can. Eh, ang dami beses na ako nagsalita sa mga mining companies. Okay. Kasi ang proposal namin, pwede tayo magmina ng nickel without, I call it agro-mining. So ako, pupunta sa Target Agriculture, magtatanim na ako ng halaman na discover namin para i-harvest yung nickel without destroying the soil. The plants will absorb the metal, I get the metal from the plants. Agro-mining, or sometimes referred to as phyto-mining. Or nickel farming. Sipin mo, magpa-farm na kayo, would you like to do that? Nasa unang alit ang gusto bigyan ng gobyerno, DOST. No? Kunti lang. So, the other one is, clever farming. In Singapore, uso-uso na yung vertical farming na sumusunod pa sa araw yung mga, they have very little land. I've seen videos of them cultivating crabs na parang nakakondo yung kada isang crab. Araw-araw, kinakausap araw, tinitimbang. Eh, high value crab. Ano daw yung mga crabs na yun eh? And vertical farming. We have very little land already. This is something that we should try doing. Alam natin mga vertical decoration sa sa highway, eh puro alikabok naman yung nilalagay na lupa. Pag diniligan ng malalakas na talsik lahat yung lupa, patay uli yung ano. So, for all of you, come and join us in plant science. Maraming po salamat. Meron pa ako isang ano. May sleeping with you. Isa lang po. This is in Mindoro. But may all these plants be with you all. This is another heaven on earth. This is in Dinagat. Tapos ayan po, padang nagkakasip po naman. This heaven on earth. There, talagang lalamad ng mula sa ano. Beauty of nature. Maraming salamat ulit.
Thank you, Dr. Fernando, for that very inspiring talk. Before we entertain questions, I would like to introduce first myself. I'm Hazel Ann Makahiya, one of the new faculty in ICROM. So, if you have any questions, I think Dr. Fernando will be welcoming answers. Before with that, I gusto ko lang ma-share. Ngayon ko lang po nalaman na meron palang word na biophilia. Tapos kapag yun pala yung kapag na-attach ka sa nature, yun. So you are I think po. Biophilia. Yeah. So may questions po. Hey, Dr. Fernando.
Thank you, Dr. Fernando. While you're pondering or reflecting upon what is said and you're thinking of your questions, kindly allow me to recognize Ayala Land, Carlo, who was our student this year. The Museum of Natural History represented according to CJ with 7 representatives and Obigre. Are they here? Where are you? And also, I would like to thank, while you're pondering on your questions, my students, you should have questions, otherwise I will not give you a... Okay. I would like to thank Ma'am Pam for preparing her makiling salad. Yes. I would like to thank Tita Mir Galang for preparing her Vietnamese rolls. Karuna, she's still here. She's not here, and her son, Micro, prepared binuguan, which for those who have not had it, you will have it later. Binuguan is made of black beans, but it tastes really like binuguan. And Chelsea's. And of course, if Dr. Ted Mendoza is here, he shared with us his concoction of the malunggay, pandan, and I think kamote. And of course, edible landscaping through Cherry and Norma and Brian. Their ever popular kamote juice with calamansi. All the plans, all the food served were brainstormed by the Committee on Health and Wellness, and this is chaired by our dear Ma'am Pam. She guided us to the recipe for the menu. No meat, no chicken, not even pork were served. And so, Dr. Fernando, your lecture really reflected also mental night, kahit hindi pa kami nagkakausap. I thank also Raisa and Marisa, my good friends from Edwino S came here, and I think we were inspired, guys. And I hope you will become a plant botanist one day. I'd like to recognize also Ma'am Yo from Botany. Okay, now kung hindi ko na-recognize ba, hindi ko nakita, thank you for being around, for staying, and of course, Marlene, thank you for being here. Our committee members, are they still here? Our committee members, yung iba kasi lecture service. Meg, thank you very much for organizing, putting that together. She was just very quiet, but she did all the work to put this together. And Tita Nessie, happy birthday. Ma'am Pam, do you have a question? It was Nessie's birthday. She's a Mark Celebrant. If I forgot anything, Betty, thank you for being here. Personal support for Dr. Fernando. May tanong na po ba? Case of her. Kayo na dito. Siguro ko lang yung tanong. Hindi, nakita ko yung picture ng red na durian, mukhang durian. Durian ba yun?
Yes. From Southern Palawan. So you can hybridize that with your durian. It's going to have pink durian eventually. But yeah.
Meron pa po ba? Ay, we recognize po yung presence po ni Dr. Thank you po for... Are there any more questions? Sa students daw po din sa students ko din, magtanong din kayo. Or comments din daw po. Questions, comments, share.
Just a question. I just wonder, how about agricultural weeds? Do they need to be conserved?
Basta weeds. Usually pagka ganyan ay chuki ang especially if they're exotic, they're not native to this natural setting. But we have native species like coconut that to be widespread. Parang pwede rin, di ba? It's native. We need to have a program about this. That's a process for a program. Invasive na, kasi yung invasive species it doesn't happen once or a few years. Pag, we call it invasive pag pumasok mo sa natural ecosystem. Yung disturbed environment, lagi naman merong ano yan. For once it gets into the ecosystem on their own, that's the time that we need to shut it down. Alright, everybody happy? Yes! May all the trees be with you.
Pa-introduce po muna.
We know that Fernando at he knows that. Yes, Fernando at UPLB. Or you can come and see me in the lab if I'm there. Tuturo ko dito ng PTR, no? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just about it. You mentioned earlier, sir, na we millennials can work on modification of non-living in producing.
That's a challenge. Yes.
Like the modification process. Sir, what are your thoughts? Kasi sir, for now, it's not possible on a natural way to produce plants like that. But I think it is possible in modification of the genes or genetic engineering. What are your thoughts on genetic engineering in relation to conservation for the nature or natural resources?
I know this plant is called Gunera macrophylla. It grows at very high elevation from multiple levels. And people used to wrap food with it. It's also a nitrogen and it's not a legume, see? But meron kasing lineage, lineage na nandun sa lalaki, it's something that is involved very deep in evolution. So may mga lineages doon, legumes is one of them, Casuarina is one of them, and some pagkasi, marami yan sila, no? That have evolved the ability to associate with everything. Pero pagka it's something that has evolved only once in evolution, it's something difficult to engineer. Pag marami yan, it's everywhere, sure you can. No? The ability to absorb nickel, pwedeng engineer yan. Kasi yun ang paasa ng evolutionary biology, that's the essence, something that happens. But something difficult happen, very specific. Yeah. And you know fungi, you know the so-called red twin hypothesis, have you heard about that? What is the red twin hypothesis? Parang nuclear arms race. Paramihan ng nuclear, Korea, US, Russia. Parang kung meron sila, nagagawa ko rin. So, for mycorrhizal or plants, yung host plant nag-evolve, eh gusto rin ng host plant, ng mycorrhizal, mag-evolve din sa paunahan sila. And then everybody has to catch up, otherwise they will separate. The symbiotic relationship can become different. They are still independent organisms. So these things are eventually realized. So it's a challenge, no? Okay ako doon for genetic engineering as long as pagkain. I'm not against genetic engineering. But one of the issues dyan is, bakit kasi mas maigpit pagka nag-genetic engineer ka kaysa traditional breeding lang? Well, the end point is the same. That's one of the issues, di ba? Eh, baka pwedeng mabagal nga lang yung traditional, but wala masyadong bawal dun eh. For the end point, those are the challenges that you as young scientists should think. Kailangan natin maraming education, maraming pera, maraming aralin. Otherwise, nahuli na tayo, eh, bumibili pa rin tayo ng pagkain. Toyo, soya, rice. Galing ako sa Vietnam, sabi na, we export rice to you, but you export to us typhoons. But, you know, typhoons give you rain also, I said. So, those are the things that we need to worry about. Otherwise, come and spread the joy about plants. Okay? Sama sa amin. Huwag na yung magdodoktor. Huwag na yung medical doctor. Plant doctors. Or the 3 doctors. Kaya yung word na doctor, kumisa pag nasa abroad ka, eh, baka magawin. Pwede ba yung gamutin ito? Wala na yung doctor. So, happy ba kayo? Yes! If you want to do any thesis that I can help, come and see me. I don't have to be advisor. Pwede man akong examiner. Alright, salamat. Salamat po yung mga
So, we would like to